Sheetal. I'm a fashion and textile designer. I'm a creative director of brand Curious Grid. Curious Grid is being recognized on the global platform, which is one of the most important thing and most remarkable achievement for me. I started my brand in 2020 and it is informed by the practice of sustainability. We are introducing this craftsmen and local artisans through our clothes, which speaks language in its own self. I studied at textile design at St. Martin's. I would say that my core concept was not sustainability when I started my brand, but it came up later by creating and making. Last two collections, I worked with a lot of professionals from the industry, the denim professionals, as well as local artisans who helped me to understand the techniques, the technology, and some things that were very interesting to introduce in my brand. So it is more about I learned from the professionals and local artisans to build up this platform of sustainability in my products. We always work with different artisans on industrial and organic platform to introduce new techniques and new ways to create products sustainably. For the washing techniques, I would say I collaborated with one of the companies, Rudolph. It's a German company which is based near Milan, and they were really interesting and they helped me out to understand their products, their chemicals and mixes. We tried working with them to introduce different washing techniques, which is bio and eco-friendly. I also worked with local artisan Aki. He's a Japanese artist who is based in Milan. He works on indigo dyeing techniques. So we wanted to introduce some natural indigo dyeing techniques working with him. We made a couple of jackets and denims. So we always try to do a lot of research by meeting people, going to the trade fairs. And that's where I was introduced with Officina 39. It is one of the companies based in Biella. They had introduced a new dyeing technique, which is called Recichrome. And it's a recycled dyeing technique. They basically try to take all the recycled cotton scraps and try to use them or maybe create a powder form. So it was very nice to see that how that thing from recycled scraps is converted into a dye. So I did a few of the jackets of recycled dyeing technique, which was introduced in our No Rules collection. I work directly with industry professionals and artisans, so I can monitor and witness what goes in my products. We create a small capsule collection which are well treated with different stories by working closely with the professionals and artisans who are skilled and practiced in their job. I would say to the young entrepreneur or designers who want to create their brand, they should look for some perspective or storyline to their brand. Because sustainability is a practice which you develop with your brand later on. Once you have stories or some core concepts, you learn sustainability through those processes. It is a journey of process that I learned sustainability by creating my brand. And I would suggest that young professionals, the sustainability is one of the mediums in your brand, but it's not the core visibility or core concept that should lead a brand. I started my first production in India, a small capsule collection. It was very nice because I had my own space and I worked with tailor directly. And it was very easy for me to incorporate my ideas and my styles. From last 2 seasons, I had to practice my making in Italy. I am based in Milan and it is one of the hardest place to actually do the production because most of the designers out here, they do production outside of Milan. So I had to make sure I had to produce in Milan and I had to create my collection out here because I was living here. It was a very hard journey for me to find a good tailor who could actually work on my designs, my patterns, and it was not even cost effective for me. Whereas in India, you would imagine that how different it is. If you produce in India and you produce in Italy and especially in Milan. So it's a lot of differences in terms of economic and production wise. Somehow I managed because I pattern cut all my garments. So that's where I limited the production cost. So it's a journey, I would say. As a brand, you have to build a team in a way that they understand you and you understand them. So it's a time consuming thing, but at the same time, it's a journey, as I said. So now I would say that through my last collection, which I launched in February, which is No Rules, I was very lucky and fortunate to find a laboratory that was interested to work with me, who understand what I do, understand the idea of finishing, my styles, and it was also a bit cost effective for me. So we now produce there, we work with them, and we would continue to work with them, as well as if I get an opportunity, I would also want to build a small studio in India. Thank you so much for inviting me between Conscious. It was very interesting to share my thoughts on sustainability as a growing brand. Thank you so much.